Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the iGPFun Super Formula Lights Round 11 at Imola. I am James Parfitt. I'm going to be joined in the booth by Mr. Edward Hunter here this evening, and we are at the Autodroma Enzo Itino Ferrari, or commonly known as Imola. Thanks so much for joining us here this evening. Let's bring you up to date with the championship scenarios as it is currently. We have applied one drop week, and we will bring you up that with one drop week applied at the moment. Luca Varani on 344, Antonio Jimenez on 342, Simon Frelick on 330. Then we've got Lee Aberdeen and Jakub Oleszwinski on 4th and 5th, Robert Woodway in 6th, then Andy Flynn, Dennis Corney, Kevin Webster, Stefan Dardana, Richard Van Veen, Raheem Hakim, Paul LeMay, Ben Goyet, and Giovanni Solito. Rounding out the top 15, Ludovic Rancon, Joseph Lewis, Patrick Williams, and Nguyen and Fibard Rabelard round out the top 20. We do only cover the top 20 because if I covered them all at this moment in time, well, there is a lot of drivers, 74 of them who have scored points. Good evening, Ramex. Welcome in. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's bring Mr. Hunter into the booth. Ed, welcome in, bud. How are you?
It's been a while since I've commentated on IGP. On the Fun League here in the Super Formula cars, so it's great us to be back here in Emilia-Romagna. Imola circuit we all know pretty well then, as qualifying just building to its climax at the moment. Of course, we got pretty much a freeway fight for the championship, although last time out, of course, it was Lee Aberdeen, former champion, winning at Jerez and looking to get back into the fight with those top three then. So anything could really happen in these last 3 rounds. And it is very, very much wide open then. As we see, Jesper Sandström has actually set a really, really strong lap time, 1:32.9, the only man in the 32s at the moment. And 2/10 ahead of Simon Frelick, who of course has got 4 wins to his name this season, so the same number as Lee Aberdeen as well. But it's not just about wins, it's about consistency in a championship like this. And Antonio Jimenez has certainly, and Luca Varani too for that matter, have certainly used that to their advantage. Every round always in and in about the top 5 or 6 and getting points as and when they can, and always showing up to every race crucially, which the same can't really be said for Simon Frelick, who's had to miss at least a couple because they were both ones I commentated on. He wasn't there. Finally get to commentate on Simon, who I know very well from other championships as well, including he did Half Ecstasy Championship called Formula Sprint 1 this year. He only did about 15 races, he won 10 of them, which is really impressive. So reverse grids in that championship too, so we won't have to deal with that at least today. But yeah, 30 laps of action, a very tight circuit, and our field of at least 30 drivers have got an awful challenge ahead of them, especially those at the back looking to make progress. Similar, you've really got to qualify well if you want to get big points out of this one.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the thing, isn't it? You've got to make sure that you can get to the top as well. The interesting thing, if you apply 2 drop weeks to the standings, which is generally what they get, being that we're at round, where we're at the moment, round 11, aren't we, currently? You know, if you apply 2 drop weeks, Simon Frelick goes out in front by 22 points. Then you've got Antonio Jimenez and Luca Varani who are tied, and then Lee Aberdeen on 295, who's 35 points back from Frelick. Now, obviously, Sandström has not been here much this season, if at all, to be blatantly honest. Hasn't really made much of an appearance, appeared tonight as well, which is going to obviously open up things within the championship, because that's going to take away the likes of Lee Aberdeen and things like that obviously would normally be at the front. Jesper's quick in his own right. Good evening, Mr. LeMay, as well. Thank you so much for joining us. So it could be an interesting one to see how this materialises. I think next week it's going to be interesting to see where they're out once we apply the 2 drop rounds and see what we got going on into the final 2 rounds. But at the moment, they've got to deal with Imola, and not an easy circuit by any shape or form of the imagination. A bit of a meh circuit for some and meh for others. You know what I mean? I think that's the thing with this circuit. It pleases some, but doesn't please others.
Yeah, as we see Simon Frelick need to go completely off track at the final corner there. Yeah, it is a little bit of a, obviously it's a very, very old school track, isn't it? In all senses of the word. It's a little bit narrow, and even in these sort of Super Formula Lights F3 sort of size cars, it can feel a little bit crowded at points. But it certainly rewards good racecraft and you've really got to pay attention to where you are relative to other people in the field. There are some really, really good sections in it. I think it's Piratella through Ackerman Orale, the sort of left-hander, and then that sort of double right-hander is a really good section as we look at Andy Flint just going through Villeneuve and into Tosa hairpin, uphill of course. That's what place where you're definitely going to see people dipping the left-hand side wheels into the gravel as they run 2 or maybe 3 wide, depending on how brave they feel. But yeah, I also noticed, by the way, when we were watching I think it was Robert Ridgway. He seems to have named his team after you, James. James the Parfait. Yes. Robert Ridgway Racing.
Yeah, we did discuss this about, I think it was like 2 weeks ago he put it on there. James the Parfait Racing, Ridgway Racing, SFL Setups Racing Team. Bit of a mouthful, but, you know, hey, look, he's enjoying himself.
Hey, it's no more of a mouthful than a Visa Cash App RB or whatever. So.
Yeah, but it's quite interesting, actually, because if you Google Parfait's meaning, it's actually a frozen dessert made from a base of sugar syrup, egg, and cream.
I've had Parfait. It's very nice.
Yes, it's very, very interesting. But it actually translates, I think it's a French word, it translates to perfect in English. So, you know, he's got it right, and let's be real about it at the end of the day. So there we go. Right, we're just going to get the grid up very, very shortly. Just waiting for the end of the session to kick in before we can bring you up the grid here as well. El Nasir, welcome in, buddy. How are you? Thank you so much for joining us there. Just staring at the statue there as well on the race circuit. Of course, Mr. Ernst Senna. It should be an interesting one, I think, as well, this race, to see how they get on. Imola's not the most easiest circuit whatsoever. It could be quite dramatic. We've got 30 laps of action. The famous magenta zone runs all the way round to Villeneuve chicane, out through turn 5 and turn 6, which is just before Tosa. But let's bring you up the grid here as well. So Jesper Sandström on pole, Simon Frelick in second, Jakob Oleszwinski in third, Mackenzie Rooney in fourth, Kevin Webster fifth, Luca Varani in sixth, then Tony Jimenez and Dennis Cord, who's seventh and eighth, Clark Williams and Eunice Amal, ninth and 10th. Then you got Andy Flint and Will McIntyre Jones rounding out the top 12. Robert Ridgway, Philip Lucas in 13th and 14th, then Bart Jan Van der Laan and Stefan Doderer as 15th and 16th, Ludovic Rancon 17th, Joseph Lucas, Fibard Ravallard, Jack Willems, Patrick Williams and Chris Bell rounding out the final 22. Richard Van Veen in 23rd, then John McKenzie, Elliot Hankins, Sonny Rosario, Zoltan Zamoda, Giovanni Salito, Simone Gabrielli in 29th, Sean Pulsifier in 30th, Stephen Brown. Then you got Marcello Kessler, Maximilian Gerhardt, Dorian Aruro round out the top 34, and last on the grid, 34 cars running here as well. Surely nothing could go wrong, Ed, right?
Oh no, not whatsoever. Imola, infamously a place where everyone has clean races and nothing bad happens to anybody. But certainly, if you're not paying attention, for the unwary, the Variante Alta of turns 14, 15 can be pretty treacherous. Rivazza, we even saw Simon Frelick going a bit wide on his final attempt there before abandoning and going into the pits. 17 and 18, Rivazza 1, Rivazza 2. It's very easy to just find yourself in the gravel there because you sort of come downhills. You're coming out the right-hand kink under the bridge at turn 16, so it can really catch you out there. And yeah, I talked about Piratella Ackerman Orale, which is probably my favourite part of the track, and turns 9 through to 13, because Piratella, you've got to be fully committed into turn 9. And you've got to be brave to pull off a move there, or brave or very stupid, or sometimes a combination of both. But probably the best overtaking opportunity is probably going to be into Tamburello, because you've got that long run out of the final corner.
Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, hold on. It does translate to perfect, said Ali Nasir. It does. What can you say? Ladies and gentlemen, we are green, green, green. Sandstrom got off the line. Don't forget, no overtaking right the way through to Variante Villeneuve. So it's all about making sure you can stay with the leader. Jesper Sandström knows he's not under attack at this moment in time from Simon Frelick, but he will be very, very shortly. We're just coming up to the left and right now. Here we go, into Villeneuve. There's the left, there's the right. Now it's game on. Now Frelick can go after him. Now he can go and get him coming into Tosa as well. Hi, thanks so much for that from Japan, I'm going to presume. Oh, no, that one. But Jesper Sandström got the jump out in front. Simon Frelick sitting in second. Oleszwinski in behind him. Stephen Brown's jumped back to the pits before we've even gone anywhere. I don't know if a couple of others have made it out onto the grid at the moment, but it's looking very, very tasty. Sandstrom, Frelick breaking away from Oleswitsky already.
There we go, and you've got to feel a little bit bad for Oleswitsky because he had a brilliant launch off the line, but of course Magenta Zone rules is effectively like a yellow flag but at full speed essentially, so he couldn't really make anything of it on Simon Frelick. But Frelick of course ahead of all of his title rivals and challenging for the lead, as we honestly expect him to be, as Will McIntyre Jones is falling down the order, and he's spun. Coming out of, that must be, the Varianti Alta. Just on the exit there. Oh, that's so unfortunate as well, because it wasn't really a curb, it was just too greedy on the throttle, wasn't it? And that's dropped him all the way down to 27th then.
Yeah, that was all on his own as well. Here's the first run down the start-finish straight now, coming into Tamburello. What is Sandstrom going to do? What is Frelick going to do? Is he going to dive to the inside, or is he going to try and let him take the lead and just open up the gap? I think he's opening up at the gap. Oleswitsky under pressure from Mackenzie Roon. Kevin Zwemstra's in behind there as well. Great job from all of these guys as they continue to fight. There is Zwemstra in the back. Behind Zwemstra is Luca Barani. He's got Jimenez tucked in right behind him. Dennis Cornu, Clark Williams, Bart-Jan van der Land in a fight for 15th as well. And I can tell you now, the top 11 have not changed one place whatsoever. The top 11 are where they are. They have not changed positions.
See why you like that rear wing angle from the back of Mackenzie Roon's car there, James.
Don't know what you mean.
Seems like all of the American drivers doing a great job advertising.
And I don't pay them anything. It's amazing as well. They do it out of pure love. That's the guys there as well. Mackenzie Roon, and obviously we've got Robert Ridgway there. I don't. Pulsefire, Van Veen and Sonny Rosario are all in the pits. That's why. What went on here? This is Sonny Rosario. Oh, he loses. Oh dear, he's coming back on track. Oh, there is nothing he could do there.
Was that Sean he hit there?
Oh, there was somebody else already going. Oh, yeah, that looked like Richard Van Veen also went off at the same time. And yeah, so it was Van Veen who got absolutely clobbered by Sonny Rosario coming back on there. Will McIntyre's had another little bit of a nightmare. Now we've got Frelick and Sandstrom not very far apart. So there's battles all the way through. You've got the top two, then you've got 3 to 5 having a battle, 6 to basically all the way down into 11 fighting out as well.
Yeah, crucially for Frelick, Jimenez and Varani are swapping positions in 6th and 7th. Jimenez has just got through the Spaniard in car number 11 as well. So Luca Varani leading the points table that we showed earlier, the JPBroadcasting 67, but Tony Jimenez and Frelick both on the move here, and Simon Frelick really cannot afford to trip over Jesper Sandstrom during that fight there. So Simon has really got to pick his moment, and you saw, even though he's able to get really, really close into Tamburello, there's all those sausage curbs, and you see it a little bit there on the inside at the exit of Acro Minerale through 12 and 13 as well. So it's all there to catch out the unwary. We've even seen people spin without hitting the curbs too much as well. So so many hazards here, Imola. Just a wheel out of place, and suddenly you can go from challenging from the lead to falling down the order. And Stefan Dodderer is round, and he's come to grief at Varianti Alta as well for Resuscitate Racing. So here we go. He was trying to overtake somebody. Around the outside, and was he given enough space?
Yes.
Oh, dear.
He had enough, but whether or not he made the most, and he just went in a little bit late on the brakes there. But Frelick and Sandstrom side by side on the left-hander at the moment through Tamburello. Frelick almost put Sandstrom off, didn't quite get him that time. Then we got Oleswitsky, he's in behind, he's got Roon climbing all over him as well, and there is on board with Simon Frelick. Into the left-hander we go at Villeneuve, now through the right, he's got to look for the run, coming out of Tozer if he can he manage to hold on to it here as well? But Simon Frelick ducking it in really low, trying to get that run out, gets on the power, he can't get close enough this time on the run up into the Piratella, the left-hander, but you can see the three behind as well. Oleswitsky, Roon and Zwemstra still fighting it out, but at the moment Sandstrom doing what he needs to do here, Ed, and hold on to that front line.
Indeed he is, and like I said, Simon really cannot afford to be taken out by Jesper here. in this fight, and he also can't afford to get any corner cutting penalties as well, even though he's got starting to build out that gap to Oleszewski, who's got his mirrors absolutely full of Mackenzie Rune. And Rune, of course, is on a little bit of a podium streak in 2 out of the last 3 races, and he finished second last time out at Jerez. And so the American really in a bit of a purple patch at the moment in terms of his form, and looking to make good on that promise. But yes, Simon, Polish driver, really starting to put the pressure on Jesper Sandström, but like you say, James, he's not cracking just yet, so the man in the white car has got to hold firm. Yeah, the privateer entrant, if he wants to hold on to this victory here as we go into lap 5 of 30 then, so 25 to go, and Sandström is that little bit further ahead, so Frelick seems to be sort of settling in for the long haul, and they're building up rather than attacking, as this looks like is that Denny Cornu who's starting to attack Luca Varani.
Yeah, Varani's just got through on him on the run down into Tamburello through the left-hander. They go on the exit now on the run up into Villeneuve. Varani used that long straightaway to get through on Cornu. Cornu's now got Yunus Amel tucked in right behind him, so it's for Amel, has got to make a move. He's looking at making a move. Cornu's just made a mistake. He's going to try and go around the outside of Toza. The man in black over the dust grey yellow machine. Cornu's on the right, Amel's on the left. Amel looks like he's going to make it through here. He has Yunus Amel slots in behind him. I do wonder whether or not Cornu got a bit of a slowdown coming out of that last corner, because he did pull all the way to the left off the racing line into the right hander we go now. Aqua Minerale through turn with first part on the exit up, on the way up now into Gresson, the final chicane on the circuit before we go into Rivage. Great run from Yunus Amel. Dennis Cornu now has got Clark Williams chasing him down at this moment in time.
Yeah, you can see the black and orange guy, I believe that's Tony Jimenez. The Varani is still about half a second behind. You see Rancon and Lucas both losing places a little bit further down the field, dropping to 14th and 16th respectively. But yeah, Denny Cornu, I agree, didn't get a great run out of Tosa, and that may well have been a slowdown from some corner cutting as Sandström is fighting back, sets the fastest lap of the race. That's a 1:33.9, so he's the first in the race at least to dip into the 33s, whereas Simon was 2 tenths slower at that previous run, so the gap is just over a second.
Cornu looking like he was shaping up for a move over Amel, not quite making it through for Cornu. He's now on the run up into Villeneuve, the left, right here, not a dead stop chicane, it's more of a sweeping chicane through the left, through the right. Clark Williams is pressurizing him now into Tosa. Is he going to look up the inside? No, not this time for Williams. There's a nice little battle going on further back here. Jacques Willems is in a fight with Chris Bell, Philip Lucas and Pipard Ravellard. They're fighting it out, believe it or not, for 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th and 19th. And they're going at each other, hammer on tongs here. Lucas has been in this for the last few laps as well, and he's trying to chase down. But at the moment, it's a great little fight going on further down with Jacques Willems and Philip Lucas as they're coming into Aqua Minerale.
Yeah, Jack Williams not quite able to get on terms with Philip Lucas now that he's got through. So Jack Williams, I think, he's gained 2 positions from where he started, but he's dropped from 17th down to 18th then on this lap. So the SWR driver has got to just pick his moment as the Dutchman if he wants to limit the damage here. But Chris Bell right behind him, Stefan Dodder is starting to regain places. He just picked off Simone Gabriel. There we go, and Chris Bell is in a difficult position because as much as he wants to attack Jack Williams, he will know Dodderer has got some pace because he did qualify much further up the field, 4 places further up the field actually from 20th. So he knows the Dutchman is going to be challenging Chris Bell before too long as well. So that will be some relief for Jack Williams. You'll see Lucas pick off Thibard Rabiard through Tamburello there.
Yeah, we just jumped back up to Tony Jimenez. He's got a bit of a cork in a bottle moment as Jimenez with Varani and Yunus Amel, Cornu and Williams still in behind him. Then you got Andy Flint and Robert Ridgway and a little bit Rancon with Bart-Jan Van Laran and Joseph Mark Lucas. They're fighting out as well. Justin's not happy in YouTube chat. Freaking Jesper 32s for quality. That's the fastest I've seen all week, he says there in YouTube chat as well. Clearly a little bit upset Clark Williams doing a great job here as well, chasing down Dennis Cornu on the run now out of Aquamilla Ali on the run up to Gressin, the right left. This is a bit of a tough chicane, this one. Take too much of the curb on the inside, going to bounce you for the exit. Take too much of curb on the exit, you're going to end up sliding round there.
Yeah, I think somebody in the chat is either not a fan of Jesper Sandström or is a big fan of Simon Frelick. But yeah, Sandström doing the business in the race. The gap 4 seconds now, so Simon Frelick is worrying about Olszewski behind rather than attacking for the lead now as we ride on board with Clark Williams, who's very much joining the party, isn't he, at the back of this train behind Tony Jimenez, who's dropped well behind Mackenzie Rooney to the tune of 3.3 seconds. And in fact, Jimenez on the lap before set of 35.2. This lap he goes much quicker, 34.6, 2 tenths quicker than Ferrani behind him. So Ferrani gained 2 tenths the previous lap. This lap he strikes back.
Oh, he got the bad run. Oh, sorry, Cornu got a really bad run. Williams has got the opportunity to dive up the inside into Villeneuve now.
Surely not.
No. Oh, he had the opportunity because Cornu did get a really bad run. If Williams had cleaned that up a little bit, Tozer would have been his. He's going to try and go around the outside. He's got to rely on Liddy getting the power on early. He hasn't got it now. We're tucked in right behind on the run. Down up into Piratella at the moment in time. Clark Williams, he's pressurising Cornu. Cornu made that one mistake. And that was it. He made that one mistake and then he put him all out of sync for the next couple of corners. So Williams could have had him there, just been a little bit braver.
Yeah, and Cornu actually went quite deep into Villeneuve trying to get back on terms with Amal in front of him. And that created an opportunity for Clark Williams to go around, try and go around the outside into Tosa. But yeah, you can tell Cornu looking just that little bit flustered. We saw Amal go all the way around the outside of him. Straight in between Tosa and Piratella, didn't he? As we see, Jack Williams and Chris Bell fighting over 18th position further down the field. Looks like Jack Williams has got back through on Chris Bell.
Yeah, just past him. Yeah, Richard Van Veen's past Simone Gabriele, Joseph Mark Lucas got past
Dodderer.
Dodderer there as well. Trying to have a go at Bell, not making it through this time. On that run now, down the start-finish straight, this is where Dodderer can get this if he really, really, really wants to. He's going to have a go in that yellow buzzing Hornets machine. He's being pushed wide. Is he going to be able to hold that inside line? It's looking like he is. There on the right is Chris Bell. We got Jack Williams. It's going to be free wide, is it? No, at the moment. Oh, it's right at the back of him. Oh, Stefan.
Oh, dear. And what happened to Chris Bell? Because he's dropped behind John McKenzie now as well. So it looks like Chris Bell did not get through that corner. Dodderer just hit him off track there.
Yeah, Dodderer got into the back there, didn't he, of Williams? And now he's gone around all on his own, Stefan Dodderer.
Into the wall.
Yeah, I think that is damage on that car because he just literally spun off the curb, round he goes and into the wall for Stefan Dodderer, rear wing on the floor. Eddie Jordan will not be happy with you, dear sir.
Damon Hill will either.
No, they're all going to be a little bit upset with him. Eunice Amal's also gone round. Stay, hold your brakes. Oh, Robert Ridgway.
Yeah, Andy Flint had to react super quickly there to not hit the Unity Racing of Eunice Amal, but the last lap,
Jan Van Run. Oh, dearie me, it's all going off here at this moment in time. People are all of a sudden starting to get a little bit twitchy. Starting to go round now. It's all getting very, very close. There is Bart Jan van der Laan from the back of Mark Lucas's car on the run out of Ravazza. Down now, all the way into Tamburello. I expect Van der Laan to start closing up. Here he goes, here he goes, here he goes. Is he going to make the move? No, he's covered off now. He's being sent round the right hand, around the long way almost, but it's almost free wide in the middle there as well. Is he going to be able to make it through? Van der Laan's demanding that inside line, Ed. He got the inside line, makes the move.
Yeah, Philip Lucas and a recovering Yunus Amal trying to go around the outside of Lucas, then into field. Will there be enough space for the two cars? Yes, there are. So Yunus Amal has certainly learned his lesson, but I was going to say the lap before he spun, Denny Cornu was able to slipstream his way back past him into Tamburello as well. So you could tell Amal was starting to struggle before that point and clearly just got a little over-exuberant through Variante Alta. Yeah, but Mark Lucas and Van der Laan having a fantastic duel here for 13th position. So these are sort of where the points start to get really, really interesting in terms of those trains forming. Basically, Vanderland's got a big train of cars behind him. Not a lot of gaps between them all as Amal going up the inside of Philip Lucas into the Varianti old zone. Yeah, Philip Lucas has to go wide and let him through there. There was no option. Now Rabiard is going to fancy spreading the pain and following through then as they go downhill towards Rivat. So Rabiard is on the outside.
Yeah, he is at the moment. Is he going to be able to make it through? He's not. Philip Rabiard there, how to go. What's going on with Rani? Well, Rani's got Cornu and Tony Jimenez now wrapped in behind him. We're on lap 11. Blimey, where has the time gone already? And Rani now. Oh, he's got the run over here as well. Jimenez has got that wrong. He's got the first part down into Tamburello wrong. Is he going to have a go in Villeneuve? Nope, he's got to make sure this is a little bit cleaner for Jimenez. He has made it cleaner going down into Toza, and at the moment, just slightly dropping Williams to the tune of 8/10, but I think there's still a lot more fighting to go.
Yeah, you sort of sense that when Jimenez got ahead of Varani, that's really hurt Varani's race now, because there's that 5-second gap to the Roon-Zemstra battle with Mackenzie Roon setting personal best as he tries to get within 8/10 of Kevin Zemstra. But yeah, Varani, you sort of sense that our championship leader might have enough pace to sort of escape this squabble if only he didn't have Tony Jimenez ahead of him. And now that's dropping him into the clutches of a much stronger looking Denny Cornu now that he's not got Amal to battle with. He's joining this fight here, so he's qualified well as we see. Rancon and Bart-Jan van der Laan have come together and are both dropping down the field. Joseph Mark Lucas as well.
Yeah. There's a couple of people involved in this, I think. There are the two in the background. There's Ludovic Rancon. Who's going to go round? Here comes van der Laan. Oh, Rancon, what are you doing?
Oh, that was so unfortunate, wasn't it? Because he spun right on the racing line and came to a stop, essentially.
Yeah, he literally did. This is the problem. He literally did stop, and I think it's at this moment, very, very shortly there. Hold your brakes. Just stay where you are, because you're off the circuit. Now he starts moving, and that's where the problem lies.
He panics. He tried to spin around, didn't he?
Yeah, and then it all just goes off, unfortunately. But if he just held it at the moment that he stopped, he would have been all right. But unfortunately, he got the I don't know, twitchies, the bends, whatever you want to call it. And unfortunately, he started going around. Lucas and Rabiard are all back though. Oh, Lucas. Oh, Williams is in there as well. Get your elbows out, Jack. Go on, son, have a go.
Jack Williams trying to go around the outside then of Rabiard. Oh!
Go on, Jack.
Trying to make it free wide here. This is really bold from the SWR driver. Can number 23 go around the outside of both of them at Piratella? No, that's
Jack.
Ludicrous.
That is probably Jack Williams' best moment of the season ever. There as well, round the outside of one at Philip Lucas coming in through Toza, and then he got Joseph Mark Lucas absolutely stunning through Piratella and Aqua Minerale. It's great job there from Jack Williams as well, probably his best overtake of the season. And Jack, before you sit in the car wishing that we thought you might have hoped we caught it, we did, son. So well done to you for Jack Williams on that one. That was a good move, mate. That was a good move.
Yeah, Mark Lucas still all over the back of him then through reverts of 1 and 2 then as they go down onto the straight into Tamburello. So Mark Lucas may get his revenge here as Williams tries to break the slipstream. We also saw Varani did pick off Jimenez, but Jimenez has immediately got back through. Mark Lucas up the inside then. So Jack Williams left the door open for Mark Lucas into Tamburello there by moving out to the racing line.
Jack.
So all that hard work undone, I have to say. And now Rabiard has also got a really good run. So Williams now on the defence. Clearly, he is much better at opportunistically going around the outside of people than he is defending the inside.
Do you know what as well? It really made me laugh as well, because Ali's in YouTube chat. He is 100% thinking if you guys call it or not. And I know the problem is, I know Jacques is, but he also knows I'm going to give him grief for allowing him through, as he just did. He did all the hard work. He
Well, he got distracted in his head. He was thinking, what a James did head, or whatever you're saying about it.
That's the problem before. Probably remembering thinking, what did the guys think of that move? I did a stunning, I hope they caught it, and then he goes and chuffs up the next defence. Jack there as well. Get your head back in the game. I'll tell you one man who is at the moment is Denny Cornu, giving Luca Varani a whole heap of pressure. Tony Jimenez locks up there as well, and that's going to bring him into contact with Varani and Cornu now. This is going to be interesting. This could almost go 3 wide here. Depending on what depending on what I think Williams is too far back, but if Dennis Cornu plays this right, this is going to go 3 wide. You've got the gap in the middle now, Denny. What are you going to do, son? What are you going to do? The door's closed a little bit. Can't quite make it. No, but he is going to try and follow Varani through. Jimenez, open it up. Oh, dude, you timed it up. It's got so much speed up there for Tony Jimenez, and just not there. He's almost there, but he's not there. But Cornu's going to get through, and that all stemmed from Tony Jimenez tightening up the exit coming out of Villeneuve, scrubbing pace off his run there.
And look at Andy Flint now. He's attacking Clark Williams. So this bottleneck in front of them has held up Clark Williams and allowed Andy Flint in the Scuderia Racing Forces car to get involved in the battle. And yeah, very much making it a 5-way fight now for 6th position, although Varani is starting to escape up the road, as I sort of predicted he might try and do then. Meanwhile, Jesper Sandström has just been absolutely dominating out front. Last lap, 1:34.4, so, but Frelick did actually go half a second quicker the previous lap, so he's got the gap from 5 seconds to 4.5 seconds. So Simon Frelick isn't done just yet, and he has quite convincingly been able to build a gap to Olszewski as well. So in terms of the championship, everything looking pretty good for Frelick, but Varani has done some damage rotation. Got back up to 6th as Mark Lucas had a big moment there and lost a place to Philip Lucas.
I don't know how much of an option he had on this, I've got to be honest, because this is one of 2 moves. There's the first one. I think he got a little bit bullied out going into that corner. That's going to bring him back into contact with Jacques again. Jacques now needs to get them big boy pants back on, go after him with a Superman on the S and go after him once more, because he's done it once, proved to us on the broadcast he can do it. He's now got to go and do it again. So come on, Jacques. You know I give you grief every week, son. Put him on and go and get him there as well. So this is one of the closest, if not the closest battle on the track. The other one is Tony Jimenez there with Clark Williams in the mix with Denny Cornu and Luca Varani. So we'll keep an eye on both of them there as well. Ali, you're being too nice. He chose to survive. Smart. This is the chance for Varani to get away from the pack now. It is very much so. I thought Rabelard was coming at him there.
Yeah, Rabelard does have a habit of just diving out of nowhere sometimes. But Olszewski has actually started to fall into the clutches of Kevin Zemstra, who's been really holding off Mackenzie Roon. Mackenzie Roon is still within about half a second now. But Zemstra getting that toe from Olszewski is helping him in that battle there as well. If you look at Tony Jimenez, now Cornu's got past him. This is looking pretty tricky for him, and he's got to hold on to that 8th place if he can. And again, it's another slipstream race whenever they get to that start-finish straight, isn't it? In terms of, you've got to make sure you've got someone giving you a tow. As Simon Frelick steals the fastest lap away from Jesper Sandström, not by a big margin, just 1/100th of a second essentially, but it is enough to steal the purple time. That will give Jesper Sandström, as the gap falls to just under 4 seconds. A bit of food for thought then as we go into the second half of the race. Yeah,
absolutely. And we've got lap 16. We've just gone to halfway. And Andy Flint is one of the closest men on track to Clark Williams. Look at Varani's in there, but got Cornu coming at him. I told you, Ali, I don't think he could get away. I think there's too much draft at this circuit at certain places. And I think that's going to keep Cornu in it. Williams and Rabelard, come on. Oh, Jacques.
That was well done from Rabelard, and he's still ending him off here as they go towards Villeneuve.
Is that a confidence thing, do you think? Because he didn't give him much of a defense. In fact, he gave him the inside line, which is quite bizarre.
Well, it could be that Jack Williams knew he didn't have a good enough run out of Rivalta to really defend down the start-finish straight there, so perhaps he's just thinking, I tuck him behind, I get the slipstream and live to fight another day, rather than trying something too silly there. As we look at Varani, yeah, Denny Cornu has been, last couple of races, Cornu's another one that's really been getting his act together, and the results are ever so slightly starting to come, isn't he? Remember, he is 8th in the championship, isn't he? 271 points with one drop score applied, ahead of Kevin Zemstra as well. for good measure as well. Yeah, Denny Cornu has certainly been someone who's got up there through some good consistency in this championship, and he's proving it once again, fighting with Luca Varani, our points leader.
Yeah, he is at the moment. Varani has got 2 points on Tony Jimenez. He is currently, funny enough, 2 points
Flint
ahead of him. Andy Flint is having a go. Clark Williams got through there. So this is a Flint thing. Varani's got Cornu now tucked in right behind him. Denny Cornu, is he going to be able to make the move? No, he's looking for the run out. Not that different. It looked like Varani and Cornu both got the same amount of run. Cornu's now coming through toe, so he's going to have a go at him again here, but can he make it through? That's going to be the question. On the run into the left hand of the Bertilla. Don't think he's going to get through this time. It's got to be somewhere else. Varani, not the best run through the Bertilla.
Yeah, and up ahead, Mackenzie Roon, I think he might be starting to run out of tyres because he's dropped to over a second and a half behind Kevin Zemstra now, and Zemstra is still within a second of Olszewski there. So Jakub Olszewski was challenging Frelick earlier on. Now he's fighting to hold on to that podium there with the Dutchman Kevin Zemstra really starting to apply the pressure, as indeed Denny Cornu in his Michael Schumacher helmet starting to apply the pressure to our previous champion Varani in Fun number 67.
Sansham fastest lap 1:33.581. So Jesper's like, nah, you can have it for a little bit, Mr. Frelick, but I'll have it back. Thank you very much. It looks like Philip Lucas has been off the side of the circuit twice, in fact, here. Oh, the Aqua Minerale's done that, unfortunately for Philip Lucas, and then he's going to go around again trying to cut the tyres and get him back onto the track. Unfortunately there, Cornu's got through on Varani just as we went to the replay. Typical. There. Again, Varani gave up the inside going into Tamburello.
Yeah, that was Cornu ducking out too late for Varani to really do anything about that at that point. Varani needed to be defending a bit earlier if he wanted to hold on to that one. Meanwhile, Jack Williams continues to squabble away with Fibard Rabiati. He's got back through, so Jack Williams clearly taking to heart your advice earlier as Varani. Now it's his turn to get lovely doses of slipstream whenever they hit a straight. As you see, I think Tony Jimenez is understeering into every other corner. So I'm amazed he's been able to stay on track, Tony Jimenez, but certainly he's got good straight line speed, and that's keeping him in this battle.
Yeah, Williams just cleared Rabiot there as well. McIntyre Jones and Lucas are scrapping. McIntyre Jones obviously coming through the order, lost a place. You know, lap 1, I think he spun there as well, down 7 places, and he's trying to make his way back past Philip Lucas. Just can't quite get there at the moment, but it's coming. Was that on his own?
I think it was. Look, he goes over the curb too much, and then he's struggling. So lucky he didn't have was it Zomator, I think, run into the back of him.
Giovanni Solito is now up behind Lucas. Lucas's tyres are going to be cooking hotter than my wife doing eggs on my gas stove, I can tell you that much, because he's going to be fully smoked up. This is Solito's opportunity if he can. He don't look like he can, but I can tell you one thing, Jimenez can, because he's got Cornu and Varani having a go.
Yeah, Varani has just got back through Cornu into Tamburello then, and that's why they're both holding each other up and backing themselves into Tony Jimenez. So, yeah, Mackenzie Roon nearly 10 seconds up the road, but that's because they're all just squabbling with each other for that 6th position then. It's costing them more time, but it's giving us fantastic entertainment then. And any one of these 5 drivers could steal away this 6th place if they play their cards right. But at the moment, Varani and Cornu have got it all to themselves, with Tony Jimenez just keeping them honest.
Yeah, he is currently at this moment in time here. I think Jimenez is seems to come through quite late, that's Tony Jimenez. So I think he can save his tyres, but I think there's a moment of the race that you'd wish he'd go at him straight at the beginning. Do you know what I mean?
He had that track position early on, didn't he? And then Varani picked him off, and then Cornu picked him off too. So Tony's sort of been going backwards in the race, and even if he has been saving tyres the whole time, it might be a little bit too late for him to do too much about it, because Imola is a track where if you get ahead, you can defend, as Varani and Cornu just taking as many risks as they can on the exit of Rivarta 2 there. onto the start-finish straight because they know straight line speed is all important here. And look at Denny Cornu tucked in behind, pulls to the inside really early, and now Varani can't really turn across to defend because Cornu is already there.
Yeah, Cornu's got the job done. He's got the job done as Denny Cornu ahead of Varani. We thought Varani might have escaped, but he can't. He couldn't get away. And but now Cornu's come back at him again. Rabillard and Williams, well, they were. Oh, they are. There's Jack. He was a long way to the right-hand side again. Why are we giving up the inside line? This is what I don't quite get.
I think Jack was behind and he was trying to come through around the outside. So Rabillard, all he had to do was really defend from the inside, extend the corner a little bit, and Jack Williams found himself with nowhere to go, essentially. So it was sensible, intelligent driving from the Frenchman, and Williams will have to regroup then. He's had to really fight for that 14th place, isn't it? Remember, he made that double move earlier, and it's not really been easy since then, as somebody in the background has dipped it right into gravel and toaster. They've done the old Lewis Hamilton Imola 2021 move, but they've just gone straight on into toaster gravel, isn't they?
Yeah, I think there might have been Sean Pulsifier. Was it Sean Pulsifier? Yeah, that's it. There you go. It is. Unfortunately, Sean
locked up really early on.
Yeah, definitely. Varani now has got Cornu. Cornu is in there. That is a back marker, I believe, on the track.
It's his teammate, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit Rancon. Rancon down in 22nd at this moment in time. Not going to hold up Cornu, but is he going to play a part for Varani? No, Rancon does clear out of the way and allows Cornu and Varani and Jimenez to go through. Williams and Flynn having a nice little ding-dong further back, and Andy Flynn has just got back through on Clark Williams again. Richard Van Veen and Patrick Williams may have had a moment together. However, we'll keep an eye on this one. Oh, Van Veen, big snap over the sausage curve he goes, and then I think Patrick Williams is going to be not far off.
Williams spun immediately after that, so it's a separate incident that both of them had it happen to them on their own. So I think Williams was a little bit put off, went a little bit far over the curb and just immediately got on the brakes there.
Yeah, I think that was more of a fear factor going on from Patrick Williams. Look at Varani now up behind Cornu. We've got 9 laps to go here. Swapping positions every lap. Maybe Varani doesn't want him to lose too much time and get back with the pack. Maybe, but he's just still getting dragged into it, Ali. I think that's the thing, isn't he, at this moment in time? He's spun in sympathy. He did,
Sympathy spin, yeah.
Sympathy spin, I agree. But, you know, there's a lot to take on, isn't there? When you do see a car spin, you don't know where he's going to come from. You don't know how he's going to come back on track. And it could just all go wrong, because let's face it, we have seen some dramatic rejoins over the season. So let's see what Varani does as well. Cornu giving up the inside line. He's literally opened the door wide up there. Varani couldn't get the run going into Tamburello, coming out the other side in Villeneuve now. And Varani still having a go with Cornu. Jimenez still teetering on there, but only just. He needs to get on his bike a little bit.
And going back to the spin scenario, we saw Ludovico Ranson have that spin at exactly the same corner that took out, wasn't it, Vanderland? He had nowhere to go, essentially. So, yeah, you see someone spun around, it's immediately panic stations. You know, if you don't react in time, you're going to become part of the incident, as Varani continues to challenge Denny Cornu, who stood up really well to all the pressure from the Swiss driver, actually, throughout this race, it must be said. We also see Kevin Zemstra has got back to within a second Olazewski in the battle for third. So Zemstra, having not been able to get through earlier, has saved his tyres for a little bit. Now 8 laps to go. He's started to get a bit of a move on. He's matching the lap times of Olazewski and Simon Frelick, meanwhile, still matching the times of Sandstrom, but the gap 4.2 seconds. You have to say Jesper Sandstrom is looking incredibly
mighty.
Settled at the front of the field, and like you say, yeah, absolutely exceptional performance. So Simon Frelick cannot really get on terms. Yunus Amal fighting away for Ridgeway for 11th. So Amal has really recovered well after spinning earlier. He's gotten back, gained some of the ground he lost earlier in this race, but Ridgeway proving a bit of a tougher nut to crack, but he's tucked right in towards Tamburello then as they accelerate towards the first corner.
Yeah, Ridgway just watching him go past. Don't really feel there's anything Ridgway can do here. Amal had that much of a speed. He literally got him before he even went in to Tamburello. However, Amal does that. That's going to be a slowdown. You might as well let him go all day. You can't go and miss the chicane like that, unfortunately for Yunus Amal. All that hard work he has just done has gone out the window. Denny Cornu, however, I think that was a mixture
Somebody
of...
spun.
Yeah. I think Rancon's gone round, but I've got a funny feeling Clark Williams may have also been involved in this. Yeah. So Rancon does that. Where are you, Williams? There he is. Oh no, he does manage to get through. Okay, I thought Williams might have been caught up, but a little bit Rancon. Oh,
Rancon learning from his earlier mistake.
I don't know if he did learn. Oh, okay, maybe he did because something's the matter. Oh, okay, so it was separate. That flashed up exactly the same. Oh, Zoltan, where are you going, bud?
Trying to use the curb to extend the corner a little bit there. Just threw him off slightly, but Zoltan not going to be put off by that one. Just continues in 17th. He's still the biggest gainer, but I think he also qualified in 27th on the grid, which is pretty low down, it must be said. So,
doors open again.
Yeah, there we go. So Denny Cornu on the outside, Varani on the inside. That's Varani's corner.
Job done. Yeah, job done for Luca Varani. Job done. Denny Cornu still once more in behind him, still settling in. Jimenez is coming and closing in behind him, but he's not quite going fast enough. Swedstra's got the gap down to 6/10 over Jakub Olezwiski up front. So we'll keep an eye on that and see if that comes down to literally neck and neck. But at the moment, we can see now Denny Cornu's having a go. He's having a go into Bertilla. Oh, he got the job done.
Varani backed off. Whoa! And way too deep. And over the curb goes Denny Cornu, and he's going to lose 2 positions surely. Up the inside goes Tony Jimenez there. So Cornu got really overexcited, and he still needs to get that out of his system. He was defending so well, and the move was done into Bertilla, and he just went way too deep. Off track he went. That's what happened. And he's still, the tyres are just completely overheated. He's kicking himself after that one.
Yeah, I do love Ali in YouTube chat. Literally, none of them is defending turn 1. I'm like, I know, Ali. I feel your pain. So let's have a look. Can Varani do it this time? He's got Jimenez in behind him now. The Jimenez is going to be closing. Let's see what Jimenez can do. Didn't look like he got the best run out of Ravazza, but this is quite a long run down. He's now going to start getting in. I can see the Swedstr gap. I can see the Swedstr gap as well. That's come down to 3 tenths. Here we go. Oh, Jimenez. I think that was all stemmed from Jimenez's run out of Ravazza there, Ed. I just don't think he got a good enough run. And I couldn't do a lot about it. But I can tell you one thing, Swedstr has done a lot about it, and is now tucked in right behind Olezwiski here as well.
Meanwhile, Robert Ridgway and Yunus Amal continue to trade positions. Amal again makes an aborted move to try and get that 11th position back. But Zemstra has bided his time incredibly patiently. Olezwiski, we saw, big spin! And they go either side of it. They part like the Red Sea, and Zemstra cannot quite take advantage of it. So Chris Bell just completely dropped it, and they had like a second to react to that one for Eka Minerale.
And here they go. Whoa, one goes one way. Whoa!
Chris Bell did exactly the right thing, though.
I'll tell you what, that could have been absolutely horrific. I don't know how much time they had here. We'll jump on, let's get out the cockpit because we can't really see. He's going to go right. I think that looked more dramatic from Swedstra's point of view, to be honest, because I think Kevin Swedstr did not have long at all to look at which way he was going to go here. I think that's the thing. It did look a little bit...
And Zemstra's going to move right now into Tamburello, and he's through into 3rd position. So there we go. He decided not to go for this move, but he has gone for it now. That play.
Yeah, there goes through on that one. Mackenzie Roon also not too far off, 1.5 seconds. Varani and Jimenez. There goes Tony Jimenez through. And just at that moment in time, Jimenez has gone through on look up Varani. Sorry, teeth weren't working there as well.
Oh, and Amal has picked off Robert Ridgway's. This one finally going to stick us. Look how close Varani is tucking into the back of Tony Jimenez there. And it looks like Jimenez is got some really good straight line speed, but Luca Varani looks that a little bit more confident through the corners. Then Amatosa, they go towards the Piratella corner, and yeah, Varani knew he wasn't going to get the overlap there, and has decided to live to fight another day then. But the more they fight, it's actually starting to bring Denny Cornu back into this one, as well as, Will McIntyre-Jones, I think, has lost out. Is that Mackenzie dropping down the order? Sorry.
Yeah, Mackenzie's dropped down the order now. We've got Luca Rodani here as well in 7th place. There was a lot of talk after the last broadcast of nicknames for here. We had Mackenzie Rust, Luca O'Dani, and Oli Flynn there as well. So that was one of the conversations that took place after last week's broadcast. So if you do want to join in, they do a watch after this as well, where they all sit in Discord chat and have a chat about the race and what's going to happen. So come along and join in here. Varani did not get it run out of rat, so I think Jimenez might survive until they get right near the braking zone. It's going to come down 3 tenths, 2 tenths. In fact, if anything, he's now 1.8. Is he going to look at the inside line? Jimenez does not defend it again. The inside's wide open. Varani can't make it through too far back this time. Now it's all about what Robert Ridgway's going to do.
Indeed, here we go. He's got a chance to launch one up the inside of Amal, but decides quite wisely, actually, from that far back not to take it there. So Yunus Amal can finally use some of that pace, but unfortunately 8.5 seconds to Clark Williams there, so Amal might have to be content with 11th position as long as he can hold Robert Ridgway at bay. Then Simon Frelick has dropped to 9 seconds behind Jesper Sandström, but he has just set the fastest lap of the race not too long ago, 1:33.463 then. And so he may have lost the battle for the race win, but he's certainly showing that he's still got the raw pace to challenge. Olazewski is really struggling to hold off Mackenzie Roon at the moment, and Roon is well in the slipstream.
Oh, Jack.
Oh, did well to avoid the wall there.
Yeah, he does it again. I think not long after is off the side there. Poor Jack Williams having his own little moments, but Tony Jimenez now with Varani tucked in right behind him in the green. The SRP racing machine. This is going to be Varani's opportunity. Is Jimenez going to leave the inside door wide open again? Varani, I think, is almost looking to pull out. There you go. He's hugged the wall for Jimenez, but he's got no response. Varani's going to be through before we even got into the braking zone. I don't think Jimenez has got anything. All he's got now is try and get the exit out here. On the run now. Nope, nothing doing there as well. Varani held the line and unfortunately made it through. Mackenzie Roon. Oh no.
What's happened here? Has he dropped it out of field? Oh! No, it was Olazewski who dropped it, and Mackenzie Roon had nowhere to go.
Oh, and then they got oddly tangled together there. This is the part from Mackenzie Roon's car. I don't think he had anywhere. Olazewski gets a big old snap. 1, 2, comes back the other way, and then Roon is just, well, they're just stuck together like Velcro, unfortunately, this time. And then, unfortunately, has put Mackenzie Roon straight into pit lane. Jimenez and Varani. Jimenez going to have the inside line. Is he going to be able to get... No, they make contact as well.
My goodness. That was very, very ambitious from Tony Jimenez. A bit messy too. Just as I was about to say, Olazewski's probably got a lot of damage from that. Maybe Varani can snatch 4th position. All of a sudden, Tony Jimenez goes and does that, gaining both barrels at the ready. Front wheels steaming with smoke into Variante Alta, and predictably that did not work at all. And in fact, it's now a 5-way train again for what is now 5th position.
Yeah, that 29. There's only one more to go. And at the moment, this man is just gone. He's put his favourite grandma on the nose, and he's gone for a 70 drive round Imola. But Varani and him have not finished. Both of them come out unscathed there. So it's a great job on that one. Varani got more airtime this race than Verstappen in the whole 2023 season. What a stressful race he's had. The problem is, Ali, right, he picked up on all the other battles, but then they've all dropped off, and they've only left this battle. So Unfortunately, the other one is Yunus Amal and Robert Ridgway that we're keeping an eye on. But you can see on the left-hand side, everybody else is spread out. So it may look like we're focusing on Varani and Flint and everybody else, Cornu and Jimenez all the time. They're the only ones battling. I could bring you a car driving around on the race circuit, all on his Todd if you want, mate, and it ain't going to be very interesting as too. At all, as Jesper Sandstrom's going to come over and start the final lap of the race.
Yeah, there we go. Just one more to go. Going to be a first win of the season for Jesper and another guest driver, really putting in a storming drive to really show the field how it's done around Imola. But yes, Tony Jimenez then seeing Luca Varani fly past him now needs to make sure you can hold on to that 6th position, because Denny Cornu has been given a chance to get back into the top 6 here, and Tony Jimenez, if he wants any chance of holding on to title hopes here, needs to use that slipstream from Varani to keep Cornu at bay here.
I do wonder if this is Jesper Sandstrom's first race. I think it is Jesper Sandstrom's first race. Lee Aberdeen's not here. Oh, we're going to go 3 wide. Oh, nearly. Oh, Jimenez.
Deep on the outside from Jimenez, and how has he pulled that one off?
Mistake.
Oh, and that's, I think, Cornu and Varani coming to grief there.
Yeah. I think we're going to have to go back just a little bit more.
The Denny Cornu outbreak, they did really well not to be hit by Jimenez when Jimenez slinked across there. So Varani has to get out of it.
Yeah. And then unfortunately...
Yeah, Denny didn't react in time.
Well, I don't think he had a lot of hope, did he? Let's be real about it. It's Clark Williams. He's now back in with Andy Flint as Denny Cornu, and also Luca Varani down in 8th and 9th now. There is Cornu, there is Varani. And there is Andy Flint with Clark Williams. Where is our leader? He's just about to go over the line. Jesper Sandstrom takes the victory here at Imola by 9.2 seconds. First race of the season. I can't find him at any other point here for Jesper. First race of the season over the line from Simon Frelick in 2nd place. Kevin Swebstra does manage to hold on to 3rd. And a job done, but that was helped from Jakub Olezwinski and Mackenzie Roon having their coming together. There is Olezwinski now. That is not Jimenez. Jimenez is there in the background. That is a back marker at this moment in time. Tony Jimenez coming through in 5th and 6th. Great race there as well. We've still got Jacques Willems and Rabelard, who's got a few corners left.
Yeah, and from a championship perspective, that was exactly what Luca Varani did not need there. That collision has cost him a ton of points, and it's gifted a place to Tony Jimenez too, for good measure as well. So championship's well and truly on, because Frelick has eaten in to that 14-point advantage that Varani had with him finishing in 9th. And here comes Jack Williams, last gasp over the line to get past Rabelard.
No, it's not going to get him. I am surprised he did that though, because it is quite a long run down to the start-finish line. And as we've seen the draft, I don't know whether or not he would have been strong enough, but I don't know. I would like to see Jack have a go anyway. Giovanni Salito has got John McKenzie up the road here, and it looks like McKenzie's going to come over the line in front of Salito, and then it's going to be Dalton Tamoda a little bit further back. That was a good race, action-packed in the middle.
Yeah, certainly that fight for what started off being 6th and then turned into 5th was absolutely exceptional, really, between Jimenez, Cornu, Varani. It's a shame the way it ended, of course, and I'm sure Andy Flint and Clark Williams won't be complaining because they get an extra couple of places each. But yeah, certainly Cornu drove a mostly a really, really good race until he made that mistake into Piratella. Varani drove mostly a really, really good race until he got hit in the back by Denny Cornu. And yeah, Tony Jimenez was the one that profited in the end. But yeah, from a championship perspective, Frelick was the big winner today, but the actual winner, Jesper Sandstrom, and deservedly so. Yeah,
Sandstrom is your victor here with Simon Frelick, Kevin Swenstra in 3rd, Jakub Olezwinski in 4th, Tony Jimenez 5th, then Andy Flint, Clark Williams, Denny Cornu, Luca Varani, and Yunus Amal round out the top 10. Robert Ridgway in 11th with Joseph Lucas, Fibard Ravelard, Jack Willems, and Will McIntyre Jones in 15th. Then you got John McKenzie, Giovanni Salito. Then we go Zoltan Zamoda. Then we got Patrick Williams, 1 lap. Chris Bell, 1 lap. Van der Laan, 1 lap. Van Veen, 1. Then Mackenzie Room, 3. Pulsifier down 3. A little bit Rancon in 3 as well. And then behind that, We've got Philip Lucas didn't finish. Dodora, Gabriel, Rosario, Brown, and Elliot Hankin also not finishing the race either. And then we've got the non-starters, which was Kessler, Gerbart, Dorian, Oruro there. I don't think Elliot actually took to the start, if I'm not mistaken. Neither did Stephen Brown. So unfortunately there for them as well. Again, this is very exciting. We've got 2 more rounds to go of the season. Nürburgring and Hockenheim. Not really sure how the racing's going to go at them two.
Yeah, both classic circuits in Germany, though. So certainly
it's going to overtake. That's the problem.
Just because it's difficult doesn't mean it's impossible. But yeah, certainly everyone's going to
be ever the optimist, Mr. Edward Hunter, aren't you?
Oh, I mean, everyone said it was too depressing, so I thought I'd make an effort.
Go on, son. Oh, no, well, yeah. You take your cherry pills before you get on the air. I don't know. I just think some of them are, I don't know, Nürburgring is, man, no.
I can see why you pretended to be ill so you didn't have to commentate on Nürburgring the other night, James.
Oh, mate, do you know what? I sound, this has gone on. I've got worse and worse in the throat, but if anybody hasn't known, I've been rough. I've been sick all week. I've not done any commentary. This is the first time I've actually done anything. But yeah, I just didn't, I don't know. They're not my favorite circuits, but IGP is one of my favorite series, and I know full well that they deliver great racing, right? It's like Tuesdays at the UK Sim Racers. Regardless of the field, you're always going to get great racing. So I'm hoping that these guys will be able to put on a show, and we'll see what happens on that one. But, you know, going forward, could be an interesting one here as well. Thank you so much to everybody that's joined us this evening. Ramex, Paul LeMay, Ali Nasir, somebody's name I can't pronounce because it's in Japanese figures. Justin there as well. Thank you so much, Dommy Space, for coming in. All again, don't forget, like, subscribe, turn on the bell. Guys, that's going to wrap it up now from myself and Mr. Edward Hunter here. Take care. Have a great week. And you never know, we might see you on the track sometime. Good night.